Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Gayle Carson. Welcome to Living Regret Free, a program that shows you how to live a better and more joyful life. As an added bonus, I invite you to listen to an introduction to my Mindset Matters program, which ties into this so well. Go to www.sobmindset.com. It's free, and I know you will enjoy it. If you'd like to contact me personally, drop me a line at gaylecarson13@gmail.com or go to my website, www.spunkyoldbroad.com, and sign up for my weekly newsletter. My guest today is Noah St. John, and he is known as the Power Habits Mentor. He's famous for helping people get rid of their head trash and make more money. He is the only author in history to have works published by the Hay House, HarperCollins, Simon & Schuster, Mind Valley, Nightingale Conant, and the Chicken Soup for the Soul publisher. He appears frequently in the news worldwide, including ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, Parade Magazine, Entrepreneur.com, and the Huffington Post. Welcome, Noah.
Well, thank you, Gail. Great to be here with you today.
It's hard to believe when people sometimes can't get their first book out. You've published your 15th book. Mm-hmm. It's called Power Habits, and people are talking about this. So why this book and why now?
Well, Gail, thanks for asking that. And yeah, it's really been an amazing journey. People have been asking me for the last 20 years. They say, hey, no, I hear you're the guy that helps people get unstuck. I hear you're the guy that helps people double or triple their income in less than a year. I hear you're the guy everybody goes to after they've gone to all the gurus and they're still not getting the results that they want. Can you help me in my business? Can you help me in my career? Can you help me lose weight? Can you help me find the love of my life? And I know that sounds crazy, but that's what we've been doing for the last 2 decades, ever since 1997, when I started my company, successclinic.com, in my college dorm room with $800 and a book on how to do HTML. And so, since that time, we've helped people to make, hundreds of millions of dollars, double, triple their income, get their books published, find love, lose weight. Overcome addiction. It's really, really amazing. And it's really all through this, what we now call the Power Habits system. So I decided to get, because, I work with a lot of individuals, executives, coaching clients, people in the arts, athletes, professional athletes, celebrities, working moms, teenagers, but I really wanted to have a book that anybody could use so that they could get better results in their life, whether they want to make more money, whether they want to grow their business, whether they want to start a new business, whether they want to lose weight or find love or overcome addiction. Because what we teach in Power Habits, the Power Habit system, is what highly successful people do unconsciously that really they can't teach you. So that's what Power Habits is really all about.
Wow, that's a mouthful, Noah. You're
sure
really
is.
Reaching the universe. You're really reaching the universe. But I love, I don't know why I didn't come up with this word, because it is what I think a lot of people have, and that's head trash. That is it's so right on. Mm-hmm. And so you say that it's the number one reason that so many people feel stuck. So, people sometimes go on and on and on and on about things, and I think, why don't they just make a decision? But why does head trash keep people stuck?
Yes, absolutely. And so, it's funny. I've really written, my 15 books that you mentioned, I've really written 15 books on this one subject, really, in just different areas of what I call head trash. So the question, of course, is, well, what is head trash and why is it keeping us stuck? Why is it so powerful and really so damaging? And so what head trash really is, what I teach, whether it's at my keynote speeches or my live events, we have a live event called Freedom Lifestyle Experience, where I teach you how to get rid of your head trash and how to, really grow your business and make more money and have that freedom lifestyle. Whether I'm working, with that or with my private clients, coaching clients, head trash is the voice in your head that says, I can't do it because ... And then you just fill in the blanks. Well, and people say to me all the time, at live events and my seminars, they say, hey, no, I really want to grow my business. I want to make more money, but I can't do it because, right? And then I always know what's coming next, right? What's coming next is their head trash, right? So I can't do it because I don't have the time. I can't do it because I don't have the money, because I can't afford it, because I didn't go to the right college, because I don't live in the right city, because I'm married, because I'm divorced, because I have kids, because I don't have kids, because I'm a Martian. Whatever it is, right? And so we all have these these excuses, right? And what I call your head trash. But here's the thing that I want everyone listening to really realize, and this is really powerful, is that you always make yourself right. See, we humans have an almost infinite capacity to make ourselves right. And what that means is that if you're telling yourself, I can't do it because, everything after the word because is what you believe and what you will defend to the death. Right? So people say, well, no, I want to grow, I want to make more money, but I don't have the time. I can't do it because I don't have the time. Meanwhile, I can come in and show you why you're probably wasting 1 to 4 hours every single day, and you're telling yourself that you don't have the time. That's just one simple example. So the reason that head trash is so powerful and so damaging is that precise reason, because you're probably making yourself right, and that's one instance where you don't want to be right.
Well, you're right on target, Noah, because I've done the same thing. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm a pretty positive person. I think I'm a
Mm-hmm.
pretty successful person.
Mm-hmm.
But I have said I can't do it because.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the reasons that you just stated are exactly what I've said to myself. But with me, I don't get stuck in it too long. I mean, it's hard for me to be in a negative place. So I
Mm-hmm.
turn it around. But I have said it. I admit I have said it.
Mm-hmm.
But you say that there are 4 elements to a freedom lifestyle. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure our listeners want to know what that is. How can I, because, someone once said, and I'm not sure who said it, maybe you know who said it, but they said that freedom, wealth is not money. Wealth is freedom and being able to
Mm-hmm.
choose what you want to do when.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you say are the 4 elements of a freedom lifestyle?
And this is why we have this program that we call the Freedom Lifestyle Experience, for precisely this reason, Gail, because this is what people come to me for. Have been coming to me, for the last 2 decades to help them live this freedom lifestyle. And the flip side of that is actually feeling stuck, that people feel stuck. And that's why I started to, hear this from so many people all around the world. I mean, my works are in 120 countries, according to Google Analytics. And so what I realized is that what is the opposite of being stuck? It's living a freedom lifestyle. So those 4 elements of living a freedom lifestyle are time, energy, relationships, and money. All right. So for everyone listening to this program right now, what you can do is actually do a very simple exercise that I teach my $25,000 coaching clients, and I'll teach it to you right now. Very simply, what you can do is take out a piece of paper or just, write it down somewhere about these 4 elements and where are you on a scale from 1 to 10. So for example, the area of time, right? How stuck or abundant do you feel in time? So just imagine this. Imagine you had $1 million in the bank and no time to enjoy it. Would that be a freedom lifestyle? Would that be abundant? Of course not, right? No one would want that. We want time as well as money. But so think about how stuck or abundant you feel in the area of time. Do you catch yourself saying, well, God, I really would love to do this, but I don't have the time. I've got too much to do and too little time, right? You probably have 1,000,001 things to do today, right? Most people feel that way. So maybe you'd rate yourself kind of low in the element of time. Then you also have, the next is the area of energy, right? Energy is how you go through your day. Time is what you do, with your day, and energy is how you do it. And so energy, there's 2 kinds of energy, positive and negative energy. So positive energy would be things like joy, happiness, gratitude, things like that make you feel joyful, that give you that positive energy. Negative energy, of course, would be things like jealousy and envy and fear and anger and resentment and all those negative emotions that so many of us, go through the day feeling. So how stuck or abundant do you feel in energy? Do you have more positive energy or more negative energy throughout the day? The third element is relationships, right? Relationships. Imagine if you had $1 million in the bank and no one to enjoy it with, right? That's not abundant. That's not freedom, right? Sure, you got lots of money, but you don't have anyone to enjoy it with. So many people are doing well in their business, but maybe their personal life is struggling, and also vice versa. Maybe your personal life is going great, but maybe your career or your business is stuck or you're struggling. And so in relationships, it's very, very important because, say you want to grow your business. Well, it's obvious you're going to need the right relationships. Maybe you need to have a coach. Maybe you need to have a mentor. Maybe you just need to have different things in place, having the right people so that you can grow your business, all right, for example. And then the 4th area of the freedom lifestyle is money. Money is very, very important. People who say that money isn't important usually don't have any. And also, you've heard, of course, money doesn't buy happiness. But as the great philosopher David Lee Roth said, well, money can't buy happiness, but it can buy a yacht to pull right up next to it. So I like to remember that because you know what? I grew up poor in a rich neighborhood, so I know what it's like to not have money. And the truth is, when you don't have money, it really sucks. And I mean that literally. It sucks your time, it sucks your energy, it sucks the life out of you. And so there's nothing good about poverty. There's nothing good about not having money. And so, there's a lot of head trash out there about this one element of money that, we could go on and on about that for another hour. But my point is, look at yourself, everybody listening, just do a quick survey. How stuck or abundant do I feel in those 4 areas of a freedom lifestyle?
Yeah, that's very good. I mean, I was thinking, I was going along with you, and I was thinking of my own life and so forth. And yeah, I mean, it all makes sense. But you also say there's like a hidden connection between habits and money. So where does that come from? Is that how we're raised? Is that where we've come from? Is it something that's been kind of drained into us through our parents? Where do these habits come from?
Well, yes, I mean, that's all part of it, Gail, what you just mentioned. But what I teach and what I talk about in the Power Habits book is this concept of inner game and outer game. When you think of any human endeavor, anything that you want to do in your life, whether it's grow your business, start your business, get a new career, maybe you're in transition right now, maybe you want to lose some weight, maybe you want to find happiness, find love, maybe you want to just improve your marriage, improve your relationships, whatever you want to do, there are 2 components, the inner component and the outer component. We just, at my company at successclinic.com with my coaching clients and at my live events, we just call it the inner game and outer game. So inner game is everything that happens between your ears that you can't see directly, but you see the effects of it everywhere. So for example, at my keynote speeches and my live events, I often say to my audiences, what is one area of your life where your beliefs don't affect you? And of course, people think about it for a second and they go, and then I go, exactly. There's no place your beliefs don't affect you, right? Your beliefs affect your health, don't they? Absolutely. Do your beliefs affect your relationships? Absolutely. Do your beliefs affect your finances, your business, your career, your health, your relationship? I mean, there's no place where your beliefs don't affect you. But here's the thing, you can't see a belief directly. You only see the effects of a belief. Not only that, but you can be doing really well in one area of your life, but maybe stuck or struggling in another area. For example, as I mentioned earlier, maybe your personal relationships are doing great, but maybe your business is struggling. Maybe your business is going great, but maybe your health is suffering, and so on and so on. So it's not cookie cutter, one size fits all. We really have to look at each area. And that's your inner game. And then we also have your outer game. Now, your outer game is everything you can see directly, right? So in a business, for example, for entrepreneurs, those are things like your lead magnets, your sales funnels, your marketing strategies, all those blocking and tackling things that we have to do every single day, right? So in your career, there's things you do. In your health, there's things that you have to do. In your relationships, all of the outer game things, that's the habit. So when you look at your inner game and outer game, that's really the hidden connection between your habits and your success in any area of your life, not just money, but in your health, in your relationships, in your family life, and everything. And so it's only when you master your inner game and your outer game that you have the phenomenon called success. For example, we had one of our clients named Susan. She came to me and she had spent $60,000 on all these different programs out there from all the big name gurus and everything like that. But she was still stuck. Not only that, she was about to declare bankruptcy. She was literally about to go bankrupt because she spent all that money and she wasn't getting better. She was about to lose her home. She was about to lose her marriage. Her husband said, I can't take it anymore. You're spending all of our money on self-help. We're not getting better. We're getting worse. And so she was literally, they were at the end of their rope. She came to my Freedom Lifestyle event. She hired me as her coach. Long story short, using my inner game and outer game strategies, we were able to get Susan to a place where not only she did not have to declare bankruptcy, she didn't lose her home, she was able to build a 6-figure income in less than a year. And in fact, she just published her first book, which she asked me to write the foreword for because of how she said that I changed her life. So the point is, it's all about mastering your inner game and outer game, and that's when you're going to have success in every area of your life.
Boy, you are right on target, Noah. I mean, people don't realize what their mind does to them rather than for them, So you're right on target there. But you also talk about being unconsciously competent at success. And we've heard a lot about, unconscious competency and so forth. But what are you talking about in relation to success?
Yes, absolutely. So the title of my book is called Power Habits: The New Science for Making Success Automatic. Now, the full title of my system is The Power Habits of Unconsciously Successful People. Now, I know that's a mouthful, so let me break it down for everyone listening. So whenever we humans want to master a new habit, we go through 4 stages of competency. The first stage is unconscious incompetence. That means you don't know you don't know. The second stage is conscious incompetence. That means you know you don't know. The third stage is conscious competence, which is you know you know. And then the fourth and final stage is unconscious competence, which is you do without thinking. So the example I always give at my keynote speeches or my live events is driving a car, right? Probably everybody listening to this program right now knows how to drive a car, but we all went through those 4 stages without really realizing it, but we all went through those 4 stages of learning how to drive a car. The first stage was unconscious incompetence. That means you didn't know how to drive a car, meaning nobody comes out of the womb and goes, hey, where's my car? Right? I mean, that doesn't happen that way, right? So we don't even know we don't know. The second stage is you get to about the age of, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 years old, and you're like, man, I want to get away from my parents. How do you get away? I want to get away, but I've only got a bicycle. Man, they have these things called cars. Man, I got to know how to drive a car. How do you drive a car? I don't know. Oh man, I really want to learn how to drive a car. So you see, you don't know you don't know how to drive a car. Then you get to the third stage, which is you take driver's ed and you get a license that says, yes, I am consciously competent to drive a car. It doesn't say that, of course, but that's what it really means. It means, yes, I know how to drive a car. And then, of course, now where most of the people listening to this program are at the fourth stage, which is you drive a car without thinking. You literally do not think about driving. When you're driving your car, you're doing 27 other things, but not thinking about driving a car. So the point is you've gone through that with dozens and dozens of things every single day that you do. You know, getting up, brushing your teeth, tying your shoes, getting dressed, speaking, writing, listening. I mean, there's literally dozens of things we do every single day without thinking. So here's the key point that I want everyone to realize. What I realized over 20 years and over 2 decades of helping my clients add over $2.2 billion in sales, that means I've helped people add multiple 6 figures, 7, and even 8 figures, in sales and revenues, is I realized that there is a group of people, a tiny minority of people that I call the 2%ers or the naturals of success. And these people have become unconsciously competent at allowing themselves to succeed. Now, what that means is that they are doing things without thinking about it, that they're not consciously aware of, that is actually enabling them to have this success. And here's how I can prove this to you. So here's just an example. I've interviewed over 200 millionaires, multimillionaires, highly, highly successful people, the titans of industry. And what I will do in my interviews is I will ask them, have you ever noticed that you do this? Or have you ever noticed that you do that? And the person, that highly successful person, will pause and they'll think about it and they'll say, wow, you're right. I do that. I never thought of that before. What does that show you? It shows you that they're unconscious. They're unconsciously competent. So the fact is that what many people say about my work, about the power habit system, is that my work starts where Napoleon Hill's work left off. Most of the people listening to this program have heard of Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. Well, what he did was he interviewed all these successful people and said, how'd you become successful? Well, you do this, 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 and this. Okay, do this, this, and this, and you'll become successful. Well, if that's true, how come so many people read that book and not everyone is successful? The reason is because they left out all of the parts that I teach you in Power Habits.
Interesting. So that's really what makes your program different from all the other, what you call business growth or personal growth programs that are out there, because there's sure a ton of them. And I know that I've certainly invested in things that have not gone the way I thought they were going to go.
Right.
And then I've been surprised by other things that have. So what separates you from everybody else?
I think it really is one thing, which is that I'm the nerdiest nerd in this industry. And what I mean by that is I've always loved reading, studying books. And, I've been reading self-help books since I was literally 10 years old. So I've been reading self-help books for over 4 decades now, trying everything. And I spent over $500,000 on every guru out there, only to find out they can't teach their way out of a paper bag. And so what I realized is that it's because they are these naturals that I was just describing. They're unconsciously competent at allowing themselves to succeed, which means that they can't teach it. Because a lot of times when you're unconscious at something, you don't even know you're doing it, which means you can't teach it, right? It's like asking a fish to tell you about water. Well, what's water to a fish, right? There's nothing but water, right? It doesn't even exist because there's nothing that's not it. So the point is, being the nerdiest nerd, growing up poor in a rich neighborhood, I had to learn all this the hard way. And so what many people say about my work, Gayle, is that my work is the bridge that actually bridges the gap between the naturals, those highly successful people that can't teach us all this because they're unconscious, and the rest of us. So it's really, this is the work for the 97% of us, the 97% of just average, everyday, hardworking people who have oftentimes spent a lot of time and money and effort on all those traditional success programs, and yet they're still stuck. So for those listening, if you feel stuck, if you feel like you've spent a lot of time and money and effort, then and you're still not getting the results that you want, and you want to succeed and you want to have better results in your life, you want to have more money, more time, more energy, better relationships, and more money, then Power Habits is definitely for you.
That's interesting that you say that because, people will say to me, well, how do you do this? Or how can you accomplish everything you've accomplished? Or, I just want to follow you around for a day. And I say, no, you don't, because you'd be exhausted, because I do so many things, but it's natural for me.
Right.
But I also have habits that allow me to do this. In other words, I work out every day. I think positively every day. I take time to pet my animals every day. There are things that I do that allow me to be the person who I am. And yet, if someone said to me, all right, what are the strategies that you use? I don't know if I could tell them, but I certainly know how I live my life. So what you're saying is absolutely correct. And I think that there's just a lot of positiveness and experience in what you're teaching and what you're doing. So of all your books, you've got 15 of them. Is there a common theme? I think you said that they're all based around the same thing, but attack it from a different angle.
Yes, really, what my work represents is something very different in this personal growth, self-help, business growth industry, which is that it is not only about how to succeed, but much more importantly, how to allow yourself to succeed. My very first book was in fact entitled Permission to Succeed. I was the first author to talk about this particular subject of that we have enough how-tos, right? We're drowning in information. It's not about more information. What we need is transformation. And that transformation comes from giving yourself permission to succeed. I actually trademarked that phrase. I own that phrase, permission to succeed. And of course, I own the phrase power habits too. I trademarked that phrase too because it's so powerful, because it's such a powerful experience when you get that transformation. When people come to my live events, when they come to Freedom Lifestyle Experience, or when they read my books or get coaching, hire me as their coach, that's the transformations that we see. And you just go to our website and you'll see just a few of the review videos, the case studies that we have that are so incredibly powerful and transformational. Like, Brian from Boston, who made $95,000 in sales in 12 days as a result of using my Power Habit system. Tim Taylor built a 7-figure business in less than a year after being stuck. I mean, the stories just go on and on and on. And so that's what I like to brag about. I'd rather brag about the cars that I help people get that are in their garage as opposed to the cars that are in my garage. Every guru out there says, hey, look at all my cool stuff. I'd rather brag about the stuff that I helped you get.
Well, I know that you're giving a gift of, I think you said almost $299 in free gifts if people order your book, powerhabitsbook.com, that's where they can get it. How can people get in touch with you? Where can they find you? Let our listeners know the best way to contact you.
Absolutely. So powerhabitsbook.com is where you can get the book and all those amazing bonuses. It's very easy to remember, powerhabitsbook.com. That's where the Power Habits book is, powerhabitsbook.com. And just order it there, and we'll just put your order info in. We'll send you that great gift package. And then also my main website is noahstjohn.com. Just that's my name, NOAHSTJOHN, noahstjohn.com, just like it sounds. And we've also got a lot of free gifts and training there, as well as online programs and coaching. So noahstjohn.com is where you can find me, and of course you can contact me there as well.
Well, I'll tell you, I think from what you're saying and how you sound and what you've done and what you've accomplished for others, our listeners, look, if you don't get in touch with Noah, it's on you, because we're giving you all the ways to do it. And what can you lose? I mean, if you get his book, powerhabitsbook.com, that's where you go to get it. You get $299 in free gifts, which is fabulous. And, you know, it's just, I think, a thing you take advantage of. Noah, it has really been amazing listening to you. You're excited about what you do. You've accomplished a lot for others besides yourself. And I happen to agree with everything that you're saying, so I can't complain. Thank you so much for being with us today, Noah. It has been a delight, and hopefully people will go to noahstjohn.com, go to powerhabitsbook.com, and you know, I hope a lot of people take advantage of what you have to offer. I want to thank you so much for being with us.
My pleasure, Gail. It's great to be here with you.
Hi, this is Dr. Gayle, and I wanted you to know I have a whole bunch of other things to offer you. If you go to spunkyoldbroad.com, you will see an array of SOB stuff for sale and all our latest products and additions. If you're interested in getting on TV, I have a brand new course, Get on TV. And if you want to start your own business, you'll want my SOB Guide to Business Success. I know you'll love them all. I guarantee it. Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed today's show. I choose my guests carefully, so if you have someone you'd like me to interview, please drop me a line at GayleCarson13@gmail.com. In the meantime, check out my intro program, Mindset Matters, at www.sobmindset.com. See you next week.